Alrighty, traders, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the daily Roundup webinar. I know everybody's watching the England game right now, so that's where most people are watching football at the moment, which is fine. It's fine. The market's kind of quiet here, although the NASDAQ did just pop into new highs, so just keep that in mind. Here's the NASDAQ. We got a little further to go to get to the 161% extension. I think the risk is starting to build, though, that you got the S&P that's stalling, where we've been talking about. Remember, we've been talking about the confluence. Excuse me, guys, I got the hiccups. Excuse me 1 second, please. All right, can you guys see me? Hear me? You guys hear me all right? Do you guys even see me? Oh. Logitech Brio, all right. I don't know why my start video doesn't work. It's interesting. Yeah, Lorraine, I'm not sure why not. Unsure. Oh, there it is. Okay. You guys should be able to see me now. I'm not sure what happened there. As I was explaining to you guys, everybody's kind of watching the match right now. But the S&P is rejecting where it should reject. The NASDAQ can, I'm sitting here looking at the daily sentiment index. It's pretty high. I believe it came in at, let me just double check. It came in yesterday. Wait a second. Did I not get it last night? I did. Monday. Hold on. So NASDAQ, here, let me just show it to you. NASDAQ came in at 87. So this is very extreme. I'm not willing to sit and short NASDAQ going into, this is from last night. Okay. I'm going to save this, but I'm not interested in necessarily going home short the NASDAQ, but my play is going to be different in how I'm going to express my looking for a reversal in risk is going to be really the some of these crosses, because you can see it right here. I'm long Euro Aussie and Euro New Zealand. Look at them scream higher, right? So they're screaming higher as stocks are basically pretty strong. So I think the risk is that these crosses continue higher, and that's how I'm gonna express being or trading risk off versus trying to fade the stock market. I think that if you guys really want to sell risk, I think that you can sell risk in the form of S&P. I think the S&P is up against good resistance, and so, that's what I'd be thinking. Filippo asks, how do you read the daily sentiment? Also, where is it found? We subscribe to it. So if you're in the chat room, I try to give it to you guys every day. I try to put it in there because you get it in the evening once CME, like all the futures close and everything. That's when we get the reading. Like I said, it's a subscription, so we get it, and then I just try to pass along. I try to pass it along if something's starting to get my attention. So whenever they get really extreme, I start to talk a little bit about it, and it's not all the time either. You know, like you could sit here for, you know, weeks and everything's just kind of static. But when you start getting some extreme readings, like where volatility is and whatnot, then I start to go, okay, let's pay attention to this. And that's why, you know, you got the S&P up against resistance, you got NASDAQ pushing higher, and I know daily sentiment is pretty extreme, meaning that I think that as soon as NASDAQ stops doing whatever it's doing, the S&P is probably in trouble. So again, if you want to sell risk, you can do it that way. The dollar is also holding up very well, I have to admit. I mean, look at the Aussie. The Aussie looks like we want to trade in new lows today. Excuse me. This is the Aussie hourly. Let's actually take it intraday really quick. You guys know I'm short Aussies from yesterday, but look at the triangle here. I mean, the Aussie looks like we're going to trade to new lows. And again, if you guys didn't know that I was short the Aussie dollar from yesterday, it's in patterns in play. So, excuse me. Dollar Canadian looks really strong. And this is with crude oil bouncing today. Now, crude looks like it's going to roll back over. So if crude rolls back over, the dollar Canadian, you know, we break above this 618 retracement right here, above the 124. I mean, we could trade up to 124.50 pretty easily, I would think. Raj says the DSI is one of the many freebies for us members. Thanks, Blake and the team. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, Raj. You know, I was thinking about you. I was actually thinking about you the other day. For those of you that don't know, I'm leaving next Wednesday. I'm going to be out of town. I will have my phone on me. I'm bringing a laptop, but I don't want to use it. I really don't. We're spending some time with friends. Let me see if I can show you guys. You guys hear the palm tree guys outside? This microphone's really good. You might not be able to hear that feedback, but so let me show you really quick. So we have some friends that live in Bend, Oregon. They own the company called Next Level Burger. I used to tweet when they're not really on social media all that much, but they own a few plant-based fast food restaurants around the country. They opened one in New York City and Portland, Seattle, a few other locations, and they're actually Whole Foods invested in their company, and they're great. We've known them since our kids were little rugrats, and we saw them in Glacier National Park 2 years ago before COVID, and then obviously COVID hit, right? So I was looking to see if I can find a picture of them, of all of us in Montana, but I don't know why I don't have one here. Anyway, we try to take a family vacation with them once a year. And so we're heading up to Bend, Oregon, and, you know, we're going to be on the lakes and paddleboarding and doing all that fun stuff and being able to see them. Anyway, I was thinking about you, Raj, because I know you live in Canada, and I mean, you know, Bend is pretty far north, and it's hot there. Hot. I mean, it's going to cool down by the time we get there, but I was thinking about you guys in Canada. I'm like, man, how many Canadians have like air conditioning, and is it starting to get warm up there? Amira asked for IWM and SMH. So let's take a look at IWM really quick and SMH. So SMH continues to break out. This is a semiconductor index. We are just above the highs. It's moving up with the NASDAQ then. Right. So hey, as long as today holds. But the problem that you have right now is, like I said, everything's looking a little frothy. So because everything's looking a little frothy, you got to be careful with, getting trapped long here, in my opinion. Let's take a look at IWM. IWM another rejection and a wedge. This would worry me if for some reason stocks do come down. This is a double top, about as double toppy as you can get. I didn't mean to do that. Let me delete this. This is pretty double toppy, especially if you break through that support. Just keep it in mind. Raj says, yeah, it was 32 yesterday and now it's 30 and hot with humidity. Yeah, I mean, I think about like the people that are up north, like where you're at, and our friends in Bend, and they have friends in Portland and everything else. And they don't. A lot of homes were built without AC. They live in a new home, but a lot of the older homes aren't. And I mean, when you're at 100, look, we do 115, but we've got multiple air conditioning units and yada yada yada. We're built for it, down here, but up there, it's hard. Okay. Let me point something else out before I let you guys go. So the euro yen and these other yen pairs, they're rolling over, right? Look at the Aussie yen, really big rejection here, previous support, current resistance. Canadian yen, right up against the underside of this trend line. These are all characteristic of risk off. And I'm going to tell you, if equities stop, and I know you guys have heard me say this the last few days, if equities stop and they start going lower, the dollar is going to rip higher, and so is the yen. I think the yen, I mean, look at the just huge rejections. I mean, this is very big. That underside of that trend line right there, Canadian yen. Here, I'll just continue to draw these. Canadian yen up here, big rejection, right? I've got euro yen and Canadian yen short. I should be short the Aussie yen, but it's like getting overexposed, too much stuff. But here's the Aussie, big rejection there. This is going to be big. The guppy, if we break through this support, we break through that channel support. It could get ugly. Like, we could drop like 200-300 pips pretty quick. Euro yen, underside of this trend line here and previous support, all of this is really, but again, this is all the stuff that's telling us that we are going to see risk off. The stock market's not doing it. I mean, the S&P just hit some pretty key resistance. But you look at you look at the semiconductors that Amira pointed out. You look at NASDAQ. I mean, they still look strong, but what we're seeing in other markets are really suggesting that this is going to come to an end pretty quickly. So just be careful if you're buying risk on. Just be careful. Raj says, was working on my deck and got tan. Now my skin has turned burgundy. I hear you. At my age, which, for those of you that don't know, I'm almost 50. My nose, I have to be really careful with it now. Where I live in Arizona, we get a lot of skin cancer. But my nose keeps getting fried every time I go play golf or go out in the sun. I've become a little bit more sensitive to it than I had been in years past. Anyway, all right, guys, have a great one. Thank you all for your support. Enjoy the game. I'm going to watch the game too. And I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you soon. Alexander says, still a kid. I am. Wait till I get my haircut today. I get my haircut today and I look younger when it's all cut up. So anyway, I'll see you guys. All right, bye.